I don't know. It wasn't even a shock. Do you know what I mean? It was certainly a lot of anger and frustration when I saw it, but it certainly wasn't shock. It's terrible to see, but it's almost good that it's come to light now because people will focus on it and look at it and say, this is not good enough. This is not acceptable. But yeah, I'd like to say it was shocking, and it is shocking to see, but it wasn't a shock for us, if that makes sense.
Do you know what I don't understand? Obviously, that massive campaign, loads of attention. The spotlight was on this campaign. Marcus Rashford done incredible things. People across the country. Why didn't he then go, right, we need to change this? Why have they let this happen? Why have they done this again?
There's no willingness there to actually do it. They're happy to kind of ride the waves of things that's happening. So what Marcus Rashford did was amazing in highlighting again what we knew was happening, and we just needed that person to bring it into the forefront of people's minds. And the response when people did see it and got on board, and all the donations we saw, was just absolutely incredible. There's a massive change that needs to happen, and it's about that willingness to actually go and make it happen. Do you know what I mean? So unfortunately, from what we've seen last night, there's just more of an impetus on making money than actually help. The people who are most vulnerable and need our support right now are the ones that are actually getting exploited, and people are making large amounts of money from it, and that change needs to happen.
So obviously last night that was £30 a week's worth of food, supposedly for a child, for one child.
Yeah.
It looked pitiful, it really did, and again it looked laughable what you see. What could you do with £30? You're a chef. What would be in there? What should be in there?
There's so much more than we could be doing. And like you said, it was laughable because it wasn't even just the amount. First and foremost, the amount of food there wasn't enough for a 5-year-old. I've got a 5-year-old lad. He eats more than me. He's a machine, do you know what I mean? And that's just what kids are. They're hungry all the time. It was more about the quality of food as well. I mean, you're expecting a child to eat a cheese sandwich every single day for a week. Do you know what I mean? One slice of processed cheese with no butter or anything on a white slice of bread. It was just like, wow, half an apple. There was a token gesture of vegetable in there. I mean, I don't understand what they're going to do with that. Just chew on it on a raw carrot. Who's the person that's deciding what goes in these boxes? It's clearly no one with any kind of nutritional background whatsoever. For me, there needs to be the basics of any dish that I would put together for at home or in a restaurant. There has to be protein, there has to be vegetables, there has to be some kind of carbohydrate, or the very basics of cookery there. Children are growing. They need goodness, nutrients. They need everything that an adult would need. So, and in some cases more so because they're growing faster than us. They need more. They generally use more calories up than we do as well. So, I mean, anyone with any kind of basic knowledge, not even a chef, could have put something far better together.
So back in October, Dave, you sent out 5,000 school lunches that you pre-done yourself. Incredible stuff. So many donations from across Liverpool. Just tell us about that and tell us about what's next. What are you going to do in 2021 for this campaign?
We want to keep going. We got some great momentum last year, and we were helping many families. We've supported 100 families out in Knowsley every single week since the start of March last year as well. And we just want to build upon that. So you'll see more from Knowsley Kitchen. It's quite easy to forget if you're not in that position that these things are happening in our own cities and in our own country. So we're going to carry on making a bit of noise, a bit of lobbying going on, a push for change basically. This food system needs to change. The reliance on food banks needs to change as well. We've talked about that. I've been a big supporter of food banks in the past, but the system needs to change. It's not the answer, it's not the solution. So yeah, we're going to be talking with all our partners at Knowsley Kitchen. We've got plans to create little food hubs that will spring up around the areas where people can come. And we want to be a centre of education as well. Part of this programme, we feel, as well as just getting food to people, is teaching people what to do with food, where food comes from, certainly about local produce and how to shop locally to save yourselves a little bit of money as well. Lots of stuff coming up, and hopefully we can make a massive difference.
Well, listen, you have been making a difference, but I'm sure you will. People can still donate as well, can't they? And get involved and see what you're doing. And that's all through the Lids website, isn't it?
Fantastic. Yeah, there is a link on there onto the Lids website while you're doing your shopping, because again, it's really important to be supporting our local businesses. And the new guidelines coming out are stay away from supermarkets as much as you can. Obviously, only go out when you really can. So the likes of Lids, it's a great service and it's a safe service. But while you're there, please do have a look at the Knowsley Kitchen link, and anything helps at all. £1, £2, anything like that can really make a difference when there's enough of us putting in.